Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Plays Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth Episode 4. I will save this data, please. Thank you. Even though I have save states, allegedly. So I don't really need to do this allegedly, but that's okay, allegedly. Alright, Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Yo, we got something taking place on a plane, that's new. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Yes, I'm going to say it like that every time from now on. It's too good not to. Oh, 2 days ago when I died? Jesus. Oh no, it's just one. 2 days ago when I got super drunk on a plane? Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Whoa. Damn, what the hell happened here? Some slight turbulence just made the entire plane explode. March 12th, 6:13 a.m., flight I-390, first floor lounge. First floor... Dude, this is some plane. I will get on a plane like this and fly like this. Someday in my life it will happen. I will get supreme first class or whatever this is. Be like, hell yeah, dude. Flying in style, baby. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and are they typing this out on a typewriter? I don't understand. Why is this so slow? I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Aw, dude, come on. You were just a clumsy cow right now. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. I'm sorry, there's an elevator in a plane? What the hell's happening here? Is this a dream? What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Is that Byakuya? What the... What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. "6:41 a.m. Alright. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight, eh? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence, so until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Ooh, she killed him. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. I'm not about to just sit idly by while a dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people! Miss Tenero, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance? To do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then, let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Tenero saw. €10. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. But it wasn't blood, it was wine. Spilled wine. That's it. That's her evidence. I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. What do we even have to present? Oh, we have several things. Let's take a look at this stuff. Travel wallet. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? Is it the victim's, you assume? Crime scene notes. Body found at 6:15 inside the elevator. Stopped at the first floor lounge. Sky Magazine. Details meals, movies, and other services inside. Okay. Meals, drinks, movie. Flight itinerary. Alright, so at 6 they do drinks. Or at 6 they do the movie. 6 they end the drinks. Right before 6 they do drinks. Okay. I mean, I don't... Yeah, okay. Alright, don't actually present anything. Swear to hell the whole truth is... Okay. Fortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. Scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. I'm sorry, what is the murder weapon? We don't even know what that is. I think we have to press that. The murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now? I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. So please cooperate, we'll tune you over just as soon as we land. Dude, what is the murder weapon? I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me? Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. So I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts? At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud, and I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Scene I saw in front of the elevator. Okay, yeah, let's press that, because, yeah. Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within... Alright. Was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon? Yeah, it's not blood. It was a travel wallet. Okay, good. Miss Tenero. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Ah, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Ah, then... That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. Oh yeah, grape juice in a bottle. Yeah, alright, we toned it down for the kids, did we? The murder weapon dripping with blood does not in fact exist. No! There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please. She's trembling, and the tacked-on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please, hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet. didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Okay, but there was no money in the wallet, and you could just check me if you were looking for it. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you're done the vile deed. No. Find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? No, I wasn't, and how dare you accuse me of such a thing? There is only a passport inside. I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes, the only thing inside Mr. Hicks's wallet was his passport. If I really was after his money, then why would I steal a penniless travel wallet? But that's right. Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it. You would like to think that, but that's not possible. What do you mean it's not possible? There is no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with. Oh, and what makes you so sure? How can I show her that the killer knew the wallet to be empty from the get-go? Actually, how can we show that? No. Sky Magazine. No, that doesn't really show anything. Would it just be the wallet again, then? Doesn't it sort of have to be? Okay, no, it did not. All right, then. And what about it shows me that? Take a closer look. I am, but all I can see is the futile struggling of a professional prosecutor. Gah! I think you've scrutinized it for long enough, thank you. I have to show her something even she can understand. How can I show her that the killer knew the wallet to be empty from the get-go? By showing her the crime scene notes. If you would recall the crime scene, I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards strewn around the inside of the elevator. Oh, I did not notice any of that. Oh, no! I think you've come to realize the problem with your logic. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during their struggle, and that's when its contents emptied onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence. Then you're saying... Yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of theft completely invalid. Forgive me, please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Spyro. What? I'm sorry, what? Well, what is it now? Oh, what? Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is given the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? Wait. I'm getting like Saudi Arabian music here. But this dude's white as a sheet. Is Borginia... Borginia is a made-up country, evidently. Like a white Middle Eastern country? I have no idea. You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. We'll think of something for that. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time! You are the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I'd hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc too. I mean, this is the second. I am Zinc LeBlanc number 2. Number 2. I am a very wealthy man in the Virginia, but I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout. I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it, yes I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Cloak. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah! I was in my seat the whole time! Me too! I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No compliant, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say! But you do have, what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course! I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone. A laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero. Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that, fox in the duck pen. Yes, think that is how you say it in English. It's Fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier, and if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved! Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. Gah! I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there would be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. But first, let's talk to everybody here. Is this where that dude was sitting? This was Mr. Hicks' seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator? Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. Oh, should we? Don't get near me, you criminal! He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts! He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. Why is there a life preserver here? What's a lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the in-flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? I'm sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. Was asking the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time. You got it, Toots. That's no way to talk to a lady. Tootsie. If I may have a word with you. This steak! So awesome! That's great to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. I was here the whole time, so wouldn't know. Eat or speak. Please pick one. I think he chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. What a statue. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. There better not be an actual timer. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered, either. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. First order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I've found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? The glass! Oh no, it's the footprints! Ha ha! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. I mean, it would still narrow down the size. Anyway. This toppled over chair. Yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no! Look at all that grape juice staining the back! It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was? Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals' leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. Oh, so they started off as just the Rockers? And that's a band name that could get any traction at all? On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys depress along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. Agreed, pianos are meant for playing yourself. Alright? Yo, let me at it. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Is that a reference? Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. Yeah, that's definitely a reference to something. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There is quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. Alright. The clouds, they tell me nothing. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. That fucking name. Hugo iFly! The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s. Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. Hey, Hugo, how should we get to our destination? Hugo, I fly! Alright, that's old already. What do we have here? Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Alright, we already examined that. Let's examine the body. Body. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny! Oh, here's a cranny. His cranny's right... his legs are blocking his cranny. What do we got? I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Would that be the murder weapon then? The little dog there? Even his glasses are broken. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor there? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and is so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Alright. Was he strangled? Also, this little thing right here? I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. Also, somebody stole... Maybe somebody's... If that was maybe his first class card that lets him, like, go, then maybe somebody took that for some reason. Which would point to somebody who is not in first class. Because why would they need his? Let's do some logic action here. Let's see. Where was the killer? Well, we don't get to do that one yet. Blunt force trauma, murder weapon, Mr. iFly. This seems like a pretty obvious one to start with. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it! I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Alright, jot it down in the organizer. You're an organizer, you're an organizer, woo! Spilled grape juice, elevator, broken glasses. None of these... Well, the spilled grape juice, perhaps, actually. Nope. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Wow, come on. The killer was in the elevator. Let's do that one. There we go. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. In the elevator with Hicks? Victim's glasses are broken. That wouldn't really do anything. The floor in front of the elevator. I think that's all we can work with at this time. And I believe we have examined everything in here. So, oh yeah, we have to, like, talk to you and get some testimony, don't we? Partner button. Are you in need of assistance? Miss Tenero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do, on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I'd say the killer's, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they are a vital clue to solving this case. Ooh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together. A word of advice, nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Miss Tenero. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death, talk about rubbing in the salt. I can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. The key to solving this lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence. Alright, maybe we have to check some stuff in the organizer now. We only got one thing. Let's check it. Alright, do some a whoop and some a what? There is some blood on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? Alright, well that's pretty obvious. Is there anything else to examine? It says iFly Airlines. You know, I've seen it occur a lot recently and it's been bothering me greatly. But why does nobody know how to properly capitalize and space nouns anymore? Truth. Like iPhone? Is there like a secret compartment on this thing? Is that what we're looking for now? I mean, I don't... Ooh, what's on top of that? What is that? Is it a coin slot? Oh yeah, that's right, because it's like a bank thing, that's right. I suppose this is where you insert your coins. I have to say, for a piggy bank, it's made rather well. So well, in fact, that I'm not sure there is a way to take your money out. Oh, but there must be. And so what would it be? Can you, like, detach the head or something? Doesn't seem like it. Or is this just a joke, and I'm treating it as a serious thing? Which is entirely possible. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's what's happening there. Alright, well, we checked it, but that wasn't that helpful. Prosecutor's badge, travel wallet. This has grape juice on it. Grape juice stains the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice. However, I didn't do it out of ill intentions. Alright, open that up. Seems that this passport is all that's in here. Then we examine the passport. Okay. There's nothing else to examine. There's no money whatsoever inside this travel wallet. Alright, forget that. Nope. And that does not helpful either. Alright, I guess there's more places we could go to. Or not. Oh, what's over here? It's a door. This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. I've examined everything, so, like... What do you want from me? A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Eiflight, who was a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. Is that a hint of hero-worshipping I detect? The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. But I've examined everything. What do you want from me? Let's take another look at this. Every nook and cranny. I mean, I guess that's like the key word that where it's like, oh, you're not done. Okay, I'm gonna examine your hand. So, nope. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Let me look at your glasses, cuz. Oh, we can't. All right then. But I want to look at your glasses, cuz. What's in your pocket? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope he won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. He looks very happy. Photo of Mr. Hicks. Data jotted down in my organizer. Okay, well that's... Okay, now we can deduce something. I don't know what we would deduce, though. Oh, look at this. Found a souvenir. Aha! It shows him having a thing around his neck, but I don't know what it is. But I assume that, like, our characters know what it is, so we should still deduce this. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes, the picture. No, don't check it. Present it! Eureka! Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tenero. Ah, so I guess because it's not here... Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Who wears a cell phone around their neck? Alright. Whatever you say, man. Let me check that out in the organizer. Victim supposedly had one, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? Interesting. Alright, what about our logic? Is that a thing? I don't think broken glasses has anything to do with any of these things. I'll try it just because it's like, why not? Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright. I looked in the organizer, they had nothing to show me. Did the killer take the cell phone? But it didn't add anything to the stuff. What if I try this again? There's still clues to be found in the lounge. You gotta be joking. You have to be absolutely joking me, man. Alright, I'm gonna logic these two things even though they don't make any sense. You know, influence gauge is about to get refilled anyway. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect logic. Exactly, as I thought. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. That means that I found everything already. That means we're done here. So get out. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. Wow, I checked the chair but not the table. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake. Oh, we did actually check this already. Wow. Okay, check. Already checked this, and it was footprints. Pull up my feet. Unfortunately, the delightful scent of grapes is obscured by the unpleasant smell of the crime scene. This scent in the air. It's the same smell as the smell of my towels after they come out of my home dryer. I would have never expected something like that by looking at you. I suppose everyone has something unpleasant about them. Oh, okay. What do you want from me now? There's nothing. Yeah. You still trying to tell me there's more clues? Unbelievable. Like, there's no way to check this. Maybe I can talk to you about the phone? Partner button. No, you don't have... Oh, I can present stuff to you. Dude, I totally forgot. Tell me about his phone. You show that to me, I still can't allow you free reign. Okay. Still have my doubts. Alright, that's got nothing to do with what I was trying to do, but, you know. Present the photo of Mr. Hicks. Okay, present the bank. Okay, present the Sky magazine. Yeah, you don't know anything about your own magazine? That makes sense. Makes perfect sense, dude. Oh my god, what? Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Sunburned Albino, and I'll see you guys next time.